You are listening to the IoT For All Media Network.
What I wanted to do is kind of transition into a topic that we try to do each 100 episodes or so, trying to talk about what's going on in the space. Try to do it at least once a year, and this is perfectly timed, I think, with episode 200. And I want to talk about the state of IoT, the state of the Internet of Things industry a bit. And I wanted to pass it, or have Eric, if you could kind of kick us off and talk a little bit about give us an overview of the current state of the market and kind of how you view it and kind of what you see happening that's important for our audience to really think about and understand just from a higher level.
Yeah, absolutely. I view IoT and digital transformation as very closely related. IoT, I kind of look at it as I call it the technological substrate of digital transformation. So it's really focused on the technologies that enable digital transformation, but digital transformation is the main theme. And what we've been seeing, it's a slow, inexorable type of thing, just like the internet was, right? There can be a lot of hype about it. There can be a lot of people that see the promise of it, but the reality is you're dealing with the physical world, coupling it with the digital world. It's very similar to what Mark Zuckerberg's trying to do with Meta now and the metaverse. So they're all very closely related. And as Isaac Newton once said, we're all standing on the shoulder of giants. So what IoT is basically doing is standing on the shoulder of all the things, all the technology innovations, whether it be batteries, low-cost sensors, just sensing in general, cloud computing, edge computing, AI, ML. It basically takes all of that, brings it all together to create a solution that is end-to-end, has hardware, connectivity, software, and then ultimately value in data that can be presented to multiple constituents. It could be individual consumers, as in the boating application. I can see what's happening with my boat. Or it could be, a service center that's maybe just tracking some service on behalf of a customer, and they want to make it more efficient operationally. So there's a lot of different use cases, but ultimately you're tying it all together. And so, IoT, some people wonder, is it all hype? Is it really just a buzzword that will go away? We firmly believe that is not true. Like a lot of things that are kind of groundbreaking, they take time. There's a lot of pieces to it beyond the technology that are really, really vital to making a use case or an application successful in any market. So in addition to the technology just working reliably, you also have to have discipline around the financial aspects of it. What is the value you're providing? So you can do technology, but just doing it for technology's sake is not going to make a product. It has to provide value that a customer is willing to pay for. So the cost relative to value, there must be a delta there, or otherwise it won't scale. You can do pilots and test things out. But this digital transformation is ongoing. It's not going to stop, just like it hasn't stopped for anything else. And IoT is just another sort of roll up of a whole bunch of technologies that are enabling new things to be done. You can look back and say, look at Amazon today versus Amazon 20 years ago. Look at Netflix today versus Netflix 20 years ago. Totally different companies, totally different markets, different consumers' experiences, but yet they transformed entire industries. And that's exactly what IoT does. It will transform industries. It'll transform the way consumers view products and services, but it is difficult. It does require discipline to get there. And there'll be a lot of failures along the way, just like in anything that's new. Every invention, the Wright brothers didn't just design the perfect aircraft and fly it the first time, right? There was many times. That's the way science kind of works, and IoT is exactly the same way. So we're very bullish on IoT. We as a company have been growing nonstop since we started, and we see that across the industry. But it is something that you can't take lightly.
Let me ask
Yeah.
you. Go ahead, Calum. Sorry.
Yeah, if I can just add something regarding kind of the size of the opportunity that we see in front of us, and Eric touched on a lot of this, but a question you might ask is like, all right, how big is the market for IoT? What is the size of this opportunity? And one way that I think about it is IoT is about bringing the physical world online. So we started with all the people on the planet. There's now, I think, 6.5 billion people who have smartphones, which is crazy. There's like 7.5 billion. That's only a billion people who don't have smartphones. Many of them might be children. And so back in the 1940s, Thomas Watson, who was president of IBM at the time, had said something like, yeah, I only see a market for 5 computers in the world, which is funny to hear that today, knowing that there are 6.5 billion computers in people's pockets. But at the time, was that so crazy to think when they were room-sized computers that cost millions of dollars and are really hard to use and not that powerful? No. But what was not seen is this progress of, as things get easier to use, smaller, cheaper, you can open up all of the use cases. And so what we've done over the past, especially the past like 3 decades, is essentially brought every human online. We've connected every human to the digital world that we've built. The next wave is connecting all the things, because humans matter most. We care most about people in our lives.
Sure.
But there's a lot of things that are important too, whether it's your boat or for enterprises, the assets that they have. And so that's what IoT is about. Now, where's the physical limit of that? Is it literally everything we're going to connect? I'm not sure, but we're just in the early stages of this wave that is inexorable. It's going to happen. There's a lot of challenges. They're being figured out. And so, as Eric said, we're really bullish on IoT and its opportunity for businesses that are building solutions to sell themselves as opportunities, but also companies that are adopting it, because digital transformation is a transformation, and it can fundamentally transform the capabilities of businesses and how they do their work, how they deliver to their customers, how they become more efficient as an organization.